We're Bash Bros Movies and we're finally back live. This is our second annual Oscars prediction and discussions video. Second annual for us, 90th annual for the Academy.
But who's counting? You know?
Hey dude, listen, I thought this video is gonna be longer than the original first ceremony for the Oscars that was only 15 minutes long, which is about I guess 25.
Like the first inaugural.
Like
the whole ceremony
like
was 15 minutes.
Entire ceremony was about 15 minutes long. I'm guessing.
Why don't they do that anymore? Because it was like, if it was 15 minutes, I'd probably watch it. Not all of it, like last 5 minutes, but still, you know. Because I mean, let's be honest, 15 minutes is way too long. But like 3 hours long, like who's watching Oscars?
A lot of people are watching Oscars.
Why? There's like NBA games. I mean, you know, there's stuff to do.
Dude, we're doing a YouTube. We have a YouTube channel where we talk about movies, and you're
But we
complaining
still don't watch
about
Oscars.
Well, first off, it's in the middle of the night during my sleep time, so
Would you watch it if it wasn't?
maybe. Depends.
On?
Dude, it depends. There are so many factors, man. I mean, it depends, okay? It depends. I can't say I wouldn't, but I can say I would. Because I don't know whether I would or wouldn't. Because there are way too many...
Because it's like way too long. Like you can watch the first speech because, you know, last couple of years comedians have been hosting the Oscars. So it's funny, I think.
The speeches that I saw later on YouTube
they
were
kind of
funny.
go political. No, like
Well,
you can't win them all. But would you really like what? Like how long does it run? 3-4 hours?
Well, it was 3-something hours, but the inaugural 90th ceremony is gonna be over 4 hours long, apparently. So,
And you would watch it?
like I said,
I get there was the
it
one
depends.
year when
It
somebody brought
depends.
pizza so you could eat pizza.
that was Ellen DeGeneres, and they actually broke Twitter that year. I actually wrote a blog about that whole thing too. So
Last time I checked, Twitter is still working, so Twitter is not broken.
no, it broke it for that day. For like that picture, literally broke Twitter for that for a few hours, for a whole day, dude.
Well, just imagine if there was like somebody taller, like the dude who does Chewbacca. Like he could get like half an audience.
I was gonna say Anthony Daniels, but I know he's C-3PO. But the Peter, what's his name? Yeah. Definitely, man.
Like if he took that selfie, like half an audience can be in it. Like it would break Twitter for like a week, not just one night.
I don't know if he's that popular.
Why isn't he's Chewy?
I know, man.
Like you're gonna sit at a ceremony for 4
You-
plus hours, but Chewy isn't popular.
Well, Chewie is popular among a certain crowd of people, you know. And listen, speaking of popular, I have no idea who gets invited to these things anymore. Who are SVPs.
I wouldn't.
Dude, there was a great Seinfeld episode where Kramer was, I don't know if it was the Oscars or something else, they were shooting this award show for TV, and Kramer got a job as one of the people who would just hold the seat for somebody who would go to the bathroom because they wouldn't want to, the theater to appear empty on TV. So there's that. Maybe, I don't know, man.
Does he get paid a lot?
I don't know if he got paid a lot, but it was a good thing for Seinfeld, though. It was a good thing
Because
for the
like
show.
I wouldn't do that just for sitting in a chair, because then you have to get up when the dude comes back from
Well,
the
if you
bathroom.
were sitting between, let's say, I don't know, Chewie and George Lucas, would you do it then?
Well, who's sitting there? How long did they pee? You know, because like if I was sitting there for like, and can you imagine like sitting in between, like in the middle of the row?
Dude, that's probably...
And then you have to get up and you'd
That's
be like,
worse than
excuse
going
me.
to cinema, man. Like, at least here you're not in the cinema. This is an award show, so there's probably nothing going on the main
And everybody's
stage
wearing suits.
anyway.
Like, do you wear a suit when you go to a theater?
Well, there was that one lady last or the year prior who won an award for costumes or something, and she came up dressed in just a regular skirt and a leather jacket, and she was ridiculed because of it.
Why?
I have no idea,
That makes perfect
man.
sense. Like, I'd wear jorts and hockey jersey.
You're not Kevin Smith, man, okay?
Okay, I'd wear sweatpants and an NBA jersey. But
Okay,
still,
that makes more sense.
like maybe I'd throw on a pair of jeans if I felt like it. I haven't wear a suit.
I don't know. I'd at least wear a shirt, man. I mean, it is a ceremony. I mean,
So?
I just,
don't even own a shirt. Do you? You don't.
I know people who do. I'd get one.
Well, I know people who do, but you know, still, I'm 6'5". Nobody.
You can always buy one. Come on, man.
And wear it once,
You wouldn't
and
wear
then use it as a mop. What?
You could get buried in it.
No! Like, I'm not wearing a shirt when I'm alive. Why on earth would I wear one when I die?
I don't know, man.
It makes no sense.
I'm not planning to wear anything when I die. I plan to be
I
cremated.
don't need to know
but
that, man.
I'm gonna
Well,
be
you still
cremated.
gotta wear clothes.
I hope not.
Burns faster and all that.
Hey, I don't know. I just hope they pour gasoline all over my body.
Well, the 90th ceremony is one we definitely will not be watching. As you may have
Dude,
figured out.
And because, I mean, yeah. We
And I
watch,
personally don't think you should, because they put all the highlights on YouTube. And I don't even watch the highlights.
yeah, I just read the list of who won, man, and that's it.
Well, I do if I remember. Like the Golden Globes, I still have no idea who won. I was like, ooh, I have to check that out. And I was like, yeah, whatever.
Golden Globes are just plain ridiculous.
Well, I know, but you know.
It's like, it's an excuse to get drunk, sort of like the senior trip. So, yeah, whatever, man. I mean, I know it could sound hypocritical or whatever, you know, coming
Oh,
from
we're just
the
trying to
two
offend people. It's okay.
coming from two dudes who love movies, who love watching movies, who are obviously doing a video about the Oscars, and they're not planning on watching Oscars. I mean, I know they could sound ridiculous or hypocritical, but we don't care that much, so...
No. If anybody told you we do care that much, you have been misled.
Yeah. So, speaking of the Oscars, let's get into it, man. I have a whole list right here. I found an article online that gives us the whole
Yoo-hoo.
list. And we watched most of these movies. Some of them we skipped for various reasons. And we're gonna try to sound not too...
For some of them, we were tripping, so we didn't watch. Not that kind of tripping.
he was literally taking a trip, a vacation. And listen, we're just gonna just try to sound, you know, unbiased. Whatever. I can remember the... Whatever, man. Okay.
I watched this play with Haley Atwell, and she was supposed to give like a... In the play, she was supposed to give a talk, a speech at the NYU.
Okay.
And she was supposed to give a speech.
As part of the play, or...
Yeah, as part of the play. She was supposed to give a speech for 15 minutes.
Okay.
And her boss wanted Haley to run the speech by him.
Okay.
Just because they were in the newspapers, they were in the Times recently for some very awkward stuff, so he didn't want her speech to reflect badly on the company she worked for.
Of course, yeah.
And of course he did not agree with anything she had
Of
to
course,
say in the speech, and his comment was basically, well, just say something unoffensive for 15 minutes.
Yeah. Oh, man. People these days. Okay. Let's get into the visual effects here. We got nominees are Blade Runner 2049, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, Kong Skull Island, Star Wars The Last Jedi, and War for the Planet of the Apes.
I'd give it to Guardians, but I think Blade Runner wins it.
You know what? I'm just gonna go with Star Wars, man. You know what?
Visually, I think Guardians take it. I'd
You
give it
think
to
so?
Guardians, yes. Because visually, listen, James Gunn actually went into the visual side of the Guardians of the
That's
Galaxy,
true,
and he
yeah.
went overboard on the visual side. I think he really put a lot of time and effort
can't
into the
disagree, yeah.
visuals of it. I don't think any other movies on that list went through the same amount of effort, put the same amount of effort into
I don't
the
think
visuals.
I don't think that's a good thing to say. It's simply because when it comes to visual effects, I think so much work goes into visual effects.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that the other studios didn't put as much effort. I just think it's... I don't think that's cool
I'm
thing
not
to
saying
say,
they didn't
man.
put. I don't care if you get offended. Listen, I'm not saying
not
they
saying
did
that
not.
for
I'm
that
not
reason.
saying they didn't put effort. I'm just saying that James actually put more effort into the visual side of Guardians of the Galaxy than studios did in these movies.
Okay.
So I'm not saying they
makes a
didn't
little-
put enough. I'm just saying James actually went a little bit overboard on the
Okay,
visual side.
yeah. went
Which is
above and
true.
beyond the Call of Duty, so to speak.
Exactly.
Okay, yeah, that makes. Listen,
So I give it to Guardians.
I'm gonna give it to Star Wars, but you know what? War for the Planet of the Apes and Blade Runner 2049. I think they could go either way. Although I think Blade Runner wasn't that much as visually stunning as it was. I mean, I don't think there was so many effects in that movie as it was cinematography.
Well, still.
So yeah, I mean, I don't know, man.
I don't know. I'd give it to Guardians.
Fine by me. I'm giving it to Star Wars, and we'll see who wins. Next.
Probably nobody. And what do you do with an Oscar after you win it?
I don't know, man.
Who won the visual effects last year?
I have no idea.
Who won the year before?
I can't remember.
So, do you think the next year we're gonna remember who won this year?
No.
You think that's just us? Or the general public is gonna forget as well?
Dude, only people who remember who won the Oscars which year are people who actually won the Oscars and people who are competing on Movie Trivia Schmoedown.
Well, they don't really remember. They kind of try to guess.
Not really, but still. It's still good guessing though. So yeah. Costume design, the next category. We got Beauty and the Beast, Darkest Hour, Phantom Thread, The Shape of Water, and Victoria and Abdul.
Well, here's the thing. Victoria and Abdul, I did not watch. I
Me
went to their
neither.
museum, fun museum.
Really?
Yeah, there was like a Winnie Pooh exhibit there. Fun stuff.
Oh, okay.
I did not watch. I know that, you know, based on the time, it wasn't everything strange. Shape of Water. Okay, Phantom Thread, I still didn't watch. I want to
You're not
watch just
missing
because.
much. Dude, it's Daniel Day-Lewis. You've seen him play this role 3 other times. Or this was his 3rd time. You've seen it in Gangs of New York and you've seen it in the, what's the oil drilling movie? What was
Okay.
Yeah, this is pretty much the same role.
Beauty
So-
and the Beast, I do not even want to mention because, you know,
As
for
far as
obvious reasons.
dude, as far as costumes go, I think that movie deserves not an Oscar, but at least some credit. Obviously, it got a nomination. To
They
me,
might win it. I give it to Darkest Hour just because I like the movie the most, but I don't think costume-wise that they would win it. I think it either goes to Beauty and the Beast or Victoria and Abdul.
I
just
haven't seen
because
Victoria and Abdul. I saw one of the trailers.
It's
I
a
think,
time period piece.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think that's why they might win it. Either
Agreed.
Victoria or they might give it to Beauty and the Beast just for the sake of Beauty and the Beast actually winning something.
Agreed. Because that we both know that movie. I mean, you can watch our 27-minute review where we
Rant,
actually really.
rant. It's
Yeah.
not a review, it's a rant.
And definitely
and
the
and I
funnest.
think we held back thinking about it. I think I held back. So.
You definitely held back. It's the most fun we ever had recording a review, I think. So yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
probably.
going with you, man. Beauty and the Beast or either Victoria and Abdul, simply because it's based on true story as far as I know, and it is
Yep.
a period piece. As much
Yep.
as Beauty and the Beast might be a quote-unquote period piece. Okay.
Yeah.
Next category. Okay, this is the one that this is the category that we actually remember who won the Oscars for last year. It was Suicide Squad. It's makeup and hair. So this year's nominees are Darkest Tower, Victoria and Abdul, and Wonder. Wonder. Okay,
What? Okay.
it's the
Yeah, I know what
Jacob
movie
Tremblay
it is.
movie.
I know
Yeah,
what movie it is.
I
I'm like-
mean. Makeup and hair, like, I don't know, man.
Well, I get the Abby, whatever his name is, Aggie.
Yeah,
I
Jacob
guess-
Tremblay, yeah.
I guess he
Room
needed
kid.
a lot of.
He
makeup
definitely, dude.
for
You ever
his
seen
part.
that kid? Like,
I watched the movie. Remember?
yeah, we watched it together, man. So
Really?
I think so.
I forgot.
It's
So,
been,
but it's a good movie.
yeah, definitely Oscar bait. But yeah, as far as makeup and hair, you know what? I'm gonna go with Victoria and Abdul simply because it's a period piece too. You know, making someone look ugly, so to speak. I'm not gonna say it's easy because everything about makeup and hair is not easy. Like anybody who's ever had hair or makeup done to them or done it, like knows like this is not an easy job. So, but to me, that's the only like Jacob Tremblay's face is probably the only thing that actually like makes that movie stand out in regards to costume and makeup and hair. So it's like
True.
I would rather go with the.
And while it is a pretty awesome job they did, it's not like a whole movie. Probably Victoria and Abdul still get it just because
Probably.
the time period.
Yeah, and Darkest Tower. Listen, you know, I just
I love that movie very
Yeah.
much.
we'll talk
I was
about it
supposed
later
to.
on. I mean,
And we're gonna give him an Oscar up.
Did we do a movie review for that? No, we didn't.
No,
because we've seen.
I left.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, original song. Okay. Mighty River from Mudbound. Mystery of Love from Call Me By Your Name. Remember Me from Coco. Stand Up for Something from Marshall. And This Is Me from The Greatest Showman.
Well, here's the thing. The only movie on that list that I actually watched is The Greatest Showman. So that's the only song that I actually know.
Okay.
And with everything that I know about the song, and I just give it The Greatest Showman.
Yeah, well, I've seen Mudbound.
I think music-wise, I think they probably...
I've seen Mudbound. I don't even remember the song. Coco, Remember Me, so much of that song to me, when I first heard that song in the movie, I was not moved by it whatsoever. And later on in the movie, when it's played, it actually, there's a whole, it's not just about like who performs the song, it's about performance and what's it portraying at that particular moment. It's, like if there is no emotional attachment to that specific moment in the movie, that song just doesn't work for me. So, you know what? I'm with you.
This Is Me?
This Is Me, man. Because
when you watch the movie, you know where
I
the
haven't
song
seen
is
Marshall, I haven't seen Call Me By Your Name, but This Is Me is definitely the song that stands out. You can, like, even when you hear it without the movie, it speaks about something, it tells a story,
It's
it makes
emotional.
it makes a statement. It makes a statement, and for me, This Is Me is definitely,
Yeah.
I would give it, listen, Remember Me, it's a great song, but you have to watch Coco, and if you're out of the movie, you're just not gonna, the song it's not gonna do anything, so, yeah.
It's not gonna relate.
What's original score? Dunkirk, Phantom Thread, The Shape of Water, Star Wars: The Last Jedi, and 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. This is the original score, so this is not a song. Listen, this is hard because none of these movies have what I would deem a score that I remember. I like movie scores. I listen to them all the time when I can, when I want to, because I don't really listen to music all that much. But when I listen to music, it's always movie scores. And to me, when I was watching pretty much all these movies, the only score that stands out is Star Wars, man. And John Williams did superb job on The Last Jedi. He didn't just do the usual, you know.
Well, here's the thing, being Star Wars, you can't just really... Okay, yeah, you're reusing parts of it, but you also have to add something to it that makes it stick out from the others. There has to be some... While the similarities are always going to be there, there has to be differences between the movies in order for the score
I don't think there should
work.
be any differences, but they do it with the differences anyway, so we're gonna live with that. So I'm giving it to The Last Jedi simply because it is the most memorable one.
Yeah, because it's Star Wars.
And it's Star Wars. So 3 Billboards, as much as I love the movie, and Dunkirk and Shape of Water, I just don't remember their scores. And,
Me neither.
And when I was watching that movie,
I'm trying to figure out Dunkirk ones, but I ain't got nothing.
Yeah, me either.
Yeah.
I mean, Hans Zimmer did that once, so I was like, I feel
they might give it to Dunkirk just for the fact of not giving it to Star Wars, but I don't know.
Yeah, maybe, but I'm going with Star Wars, man. Yeah. Okay, production design. We got Beauty and the Beast, Blade Runner 2049, Darkest Tower, Dunkirk, and The Shape of Water. Listen, when
What's production design?
It's basically like the stage and stuff like that, you know. It's like the sets, the costumes. It's pretty much putting everything that you've seen.
So it's Beauty and the Beast, The Shape of Water,
Blade Runner, Dunkirk, and Darkest Tower.
Either Beauty and the Beast or the Darkest Tower. Beauty and the Beast might win.
I agree.
Just
I agree, man. Just from the production
setting of the stages and everything. I think Beauty and the Beast might win.
Agree.
I'm totally biased towards Darkest Tower, though, as you might know, but still, Beauty and the Beast.
I would be more biased to Dunkirk, but yeah, Beauty and the Beast definitely. Listen, I'm liking how we're avoiding talking about Blade Runner 2049, man. Okay, next.
Totally not by accident, I guess.
Sound
Not on
mixing
purpose.
is the next category. We got Baby Driver, Blade Runner 2049.
What sound mixing?
Sound mixing.
So it's not soundtrack, it's not
No,
score,
no, no,
it's
no,
not
no,
the
it's-
song, but it's
it's-
sound mixing.
It's sound mixing is basically an engineer, audio engineer in studio is basically mixing music and making it fit the movie or whatever.
Okay, so how the music fits the movie? Like
Some-
we can call it that?
Some,
Okay.
yeah, definitely, yeah. So
Alright.
Baby Driver, that's the reason Baby Driver was nominated for.
Yeah, because he has great music.
And you know what? Before, yeah, not just because it has great music, but it fits the
Blade
movie.
Runner, Dunkirk, Shape of Water. Yeah, let's not even read them, just give them to Baby Driver. I'm sorry.
Yeah, same
Sound
goes.
mixing wise,
Sound editing, you
yeah,
you
just
do
give
the
it to
same.
Baby Driver. Yeah, definitely. So
Okay.
it's Star Wars, it's Shape of Water,
Blade Runner,
Dunkirk and Blade. Yeah, just give it to
Dunkirk,
Baby
yeah.
Driver. Because the way the music fits the movie is one of the most memorable things about that movie.
Agreed.
You
Agreed.
can't, like, I like the movie. Generally, I like the movie.
It wasn't anything new. It was pretty much Bonnie and Clyde. Like, without Bonnie and Clyde being Bonnie and Clyde. So,
I like the whole movie, especially because Kevin Spacey was still allowed to do movies,
whatever.
which they're not letting him do anymore. I guess. I hope
Wow.
they change that because somebody really needs to give the guy a job. But yeah, Baby Driver. Because the music, sound mixing, and the way the music fit the movie is one of the most memorable things about the movie.
Yeah, even though I didn't like the music in it all that much. Like, there was a few songs that...
Yeah, maybe, but the way the whole thing fit into the movie.
Yeah, that's basically what sound mixing is. So,
And sound editing.
yeah.
What's film editing?
film editing is basically the whole movie. It's you know when you get a Blu-ray and it has director's cut on it. Well, this is not it. Okay, like director's cut puts in it like stuff or takes out stuff
Yeah.
that weren't necessarily released theatrically,
Yeah.
but it's like this is the movie as you've seen it theatrically. Whether you know pacing, the story, does it make sense? Is there too many plot holes? Stuff like that, all pretty much mixed into one.
There's basically lesser categories for a movie that wouldn't usually get an Oscar nomination.
Kind of. I mean, listen, Mad Max won a bunch of these awards 2 years ago, and it
Yeah,
was for
but I
good
give it
reasons.
all of it
So
because
yeah.
everything came together great.
So
with them.
we got film editing, Baby Driver, Dunkirk, I, Tanya,
I did
The
not watch
Shape
that
of
one.
Water, 3 billboards outside Ebbing, Missouri. And you know what?
I give it to 3 billboards.
Really?
Yeah,
Listen,
I could give it to Baby Driver,
you could, yeah, definitely.
but I like I like 3 billboards for this one.
Okay.
I don't know why. I don't know.
Because when you take Dunkirk, for example, you remember how the movie is set basically in 3 parts? Like ocean, air, land,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
whatever it was. Basically, like the way story is told, like that plays into. Because you know Christopher Nolan doesn't like his linear timelines. He likes to switch things up. And that's the reason I don't like his movies. Well, that's not the reason. Listen, I like Dunkirk
I like
this year
Dunkirk.
more than most people did. But to me,
Yeah.
when it comes to film editing, I don't know, man. I would give it to either Dunkirk or I, Tanya.
Did you watch it, Tanya?
Yeah, man. I
think
got to
it's-
watch it while you were gone, and that movie. We'll talk about it later when we get to it a little bit more. So, like, I'm
Okay.
going with I, Tanya. Best foreign language film, nothing. We didn't watch any of those. Best live action
No.
short, best documentary, best documentary feature,
No.
cinematography. Okay, cinematography. We got Blade Runner 2049, Darkest Hour, Dunkirk, Mudbound, and The Shape of Water.
What's Mudbound about?
It's about this post-Civil War family in Missouri or Mississippi.
Wait, that's the
Mississippi.
movie with who acts in it?
That guy from who played the villain in from the previous Planet, the Apes movie. No, he didn't play a villain.
Yeah.
He was
yeah.
opposite. Yeah, it's on Netflix, man. It's a Netflix movie actually, which is kind of cool that we finally get to talk about a Netflix movie for the Oscars.
Hey, Gary Hedlund's in it.
Yeah,
And
Gary-
Curry Mulligan.
Yeah, she's.
Yeah, okay, you're talking about Jason Clarke.
Yeah, Jason Clarke. I always forget his name. Yeah, and that's the dude that plays the villain.
Jonathan Banks is in it.
Yeah, Jonathan Banks, probably the most famous villain in the on TV.
There?
Yeah, she's there for a little while. Yeah.
Sounds interesting.
It's pretty much about this black family in Mississippi, and they're free now, so it's post-Civil War, and they get stuck with this family as neighbors who move here from somewhere up north, Chicago or some such, Ohio, and to me it wasn't that, when it comes to cinematography, that movie definitely deserved a nomination. I would be surprised if it wasn't on here, but to me...
Dunkirk. I still want to give it to Darkest Tower just because I'm totally biased for that movie.
I would give it, dude, I'm so biased against Blade Runner that I want to give it to anybody but I'm gonna go with The Shape of Water, man, because, I don't know, that movie, just the cinematography in that movie alone, dude, I think it trumps everything else. Even though Blade Runner is the nearest thing that I could say is to that movie cinematography-wise, like, they're very similar in some, I don't know, set designs and color schemes. Like, they use, I would dare say that they use some of the same techniques, so to speak. But I didn't like Blade Runner at all, so...
I actually did. So the fact that I'm not giving them any Oscars, you know...
Yeah, we can talk about that later.
It's mind-boggling.
Okay, original screenplay. We got The Big Sick, we have Get Out, Lady Bird, The Shape of Water, and 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. Okay, I didn't read any of the screenplays, so we're totally gonna do these off movies. And I know you haven't watched Get Out. I don't know if you watched The Big Sick. It's... Dude,
I did not.
It's this Amazon movie, so like, yeah, another streaming movie gets a nomination. It's an Amazon movie, it's pretty cool. It's about this comedian that grows up in a Pakistani family who immigrated to US, and he's trying to be a comedian while his mother tries to get him to date.
The one with Kumail.
Yeah, Kumail. Yeah, and it's a sweet movie.
Hey, Ray Romano's in there.
Yeah, and
everybody loves Raymond.
Dude, listen, if you didn't know it was Ray Romano, you would never have guessed he was actually Raymond from Everybody Loves Raymond. And it's probably his best acting gig ever, in my opinion.
No, his best acting gig is as Manny in Ice Age.
Dude, this is...
Hands down.
Dude, dramatic-wise, this is way better, okay? So
now Manny in the first one. Just don't think about the other 5, think about the first one.
I think there was only 4, but
Alright, the other 4. There's 5 altogether.
Yeah.
Yeah, so just remember the first one. Whenever you think about 4 and the 5, and be like, why 4 and 5? Just think of, man, that first one was really good.
It was the best. It was the best, man. But listen, when it comes to screenplay, I would say I would give it to Big Sick, or 3 Billboards are my favorites for this one.
I want to give it to 3 Billboards just because I did not watch The Big Sick, and I only watched Shape of Water and 3 Billboards, and if I had to choose between Shape of Water and 3 Billboards, I'd just give it to 3
Billboards, yeah. Adapted screenplay. Okay, we got Call Me By Your Name, we have The Disaster Artist.
Yeah, Logan. Let's not even go there.
Molly's Game, and Mudbound.
Well, here's the thing, Molly's Game, it's either Molly's Game or Logan.
And
the fact is that Logan doesn't stick to the original.
You haven't seen The Disaster Artist, okay?
I did not yet.
It's a great...
Listen, I'm a James Franco fan, and I haven't watched his bad movies, so I think that says a lot. So I definitely will watch The Disaster Artist. Here's the thing here's the gripe I have with Logan. It's adapted screenplay, but the fact that it's adapted from a comic book while changing pretty much everything, it's off-putting. So I can give it to Logan just because while it's more of an original than adapted.
Okay. Yeah, I mean,
and,
dude, it gets adapted simply because it was taken from another source. Just like Molly's Game was a book. Obviously, Mudbound was a book. I didn't know that until I saw this.
I'd give it to Molly's Games, just because I like Molly's Game so much.
Over Logan? A Wolverine fan?
Like I said, the fact that what's off-putting about Logan is the fact that it's, well, it is adapted. It's more original than adapted. So while I said before we got into this, I said either it's Logan or Molly's Game. Like, while I am pulling towards Logan just because it's freaking Logan, and I'm a Wolverine fan, what's off-putting about it, it's technically it's not adapted screenplay.
Yeah, as much as I loved Molly's Game, I didn't like Logan as much as you did. I liked it. I liked it enough. I liked it.
So I'd
But
give
to
it
me,
Logan
the
or
Disaster
Molly's Game.
Artist, dude.
I didn't watch it yet, so
Dude,
I
it's
can't
a.
say.
I've never seen The Room. I don't plan on seeing it. I've seen the honest trailer for The Room, and
Well, that's almost like seeing the movie.
and I've seen. Okay, you know I'm not gonna be editing that out. You know that, right?
My apologies, but I have been getting a little bit sick, as you can tell by my voice. I've been trying to hold.
But
this in for
listen,
like half an hour or so.
I've seen people talk about The Room. I've seen portions of the movie play out. You know, people talk
Well, I
about
also
it.
saw the honest trailer. I think we saw it together, or you showed it to me.
Possibly, yeah. So I watched the Disaster
And
Artist.
I can just say, if I was a millionaire and I had $8 million to spare,
That dude, if you watch the Disaster Artist, that dude has a bottomless pit of money. Okay, Tommy Wiseau.
here's the thing: I'd make a better movie. That's all I'm saying. Like, I bring all these people in, and I had me starring it. But
This is
it would
why you
still
need
be
to
a
watch
better
the
movie.
dude. This is why you need to watch the Disaster
still be a
Artist.
better movie
Dude,
than
this
the-
is why you need to watch the Disaster Artist ASAP, because it explains all that and more.
Well, I had a ton of stuff to watch, and like,
So,
let's
yeah.
be honest.
So I'm giving it to Disaster Artist when it comes to adapted screenplay.
I
over
give it to
Marvel.
Logan just because I cannot give it. I can't not give it to Logan because Logan is there.
Okay, so whatever.
Okay. it's-
You're gonna change your mind about Logan and Molly's Game 10 more times by the time we finish up this.
No, I'm just giving it to Logan. I can't not give it to Logan.
Yeah, I thought as much. Okay, we're gonna skip the animated shorts since we didn't see any, and we're gonna go straight to the animated feature. We got The Boss Baby, The Breadwinner, Coco, Ferdinand, and Loving Vincent. Now I haven't seen 3 of these
I haven't
movies.
seen any of those movies.
Dude,
Like Ferdinand was in the movies. He was synced, so definitely not watching that one. Coco's in the theater, dubbed. Definitely.
yeah,
not
I got
watching
to
that one.
see
Coco
recently.
got out on Blu-ray, but I was in London when he got out.
Yeah,
And like ticket prices in London are, I could have watched it in London, but you know, not for like 15 pounds.
I mean between Hamilton, Haley Atwell, and Black Panther, you had to make a choice, right?
Dude, and Jeremy Irons, do not forget Jeremy Irons.
Oh, right, Jeremy Irons. Yeah.
So Coco kind of, I was like, I'm just gonna watch it when I get home. So I still didn't watch any of those. Loving Vincent, I think the animation aspect of it got it there because I think it's different. And
Yeah,
it's the
they-
Starry Night like.
They basically use Van Gogh style to make an animated movie.
And Boss Baby, I been kind of meaning to watch, never got around
Okay.
to it.
The Boss Baby, I don't know why he was nominated. I guess they couldn't nominate some other better animated movie that came out last year.
Well, Kubo got it last year, so you can't really put him in twice.
You know what? Did Lego Batman come out last year?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Lego Batman. Okay, Lego movie got snubbed again, man. Okay.
True.
This is the second time this is happening, and I'm not gonna put up with it. I knew there was another movie that was supposed to be here, and it's not. Boss Baby doesn't deserve to be here, even
Okay,
though it was
so
a great movie.
technically we are giving it to Lego Batman, even though it's not nominated.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, what's next?
Yeah, and Loving Vincent I skipped, man. The animation, even though I know why they did it that way, it's just off-putting to me. Sometimes if
Well, I mean, if you want to watch something Vincent relating, there's a great Doctor Who episode with Vince Vaughn.
I haven't come to that yet, but
It's
I'll
a
get
great
there
episode.
eventually.
You will cry.
Okay, the best director. We got Christopher Nolan for Dunkirk, Jordan Peele for Get Out, Greta Gerwig for Lady Bird, Paul Thomas Anderson for Phantom Thread, and Guillermo del Toro for The Shape of Water.
Here's the thing. I watched like 2 of the 5.
Okay,
Based on what I watched, I give it to Dunkirk. I give it to Chris.
agreed.
I give it
Agreed.
to Chris
I
Nolan.
agree completely. I've seen all of these
Directing
movies,
wise,
and I can
I'd
say
give it
for
to Chris.
certain. Yeah, I told you I don't like his movies. Dunkirk is an exception. That's other than the Dark Knight trilogy. This is probably his only movie that I actually like.
I mean, technically I give it to Michael Bay, but he's not nominated.
Yeah, well, his genius will be
Another
recognized.
snob. Like, listen, 100 years from now, people are gonna be like, why did not people like Michael Bay?
Yeah.
Mark my words.
Okay, we got supporting actress
Alright.
Mary J. Blige for Mudbound, Allison Janney for I, Tonya, Leslie Manuel for Phantom Thread, Laurie Metcalf for Lady Bird, and Octavia Spencer for The Shape of Water.
Well, since I technically only watched Shape of Water,
I'm just gonna
one,
end this, dude. I'm just gonna
I
end
give it to
this.
Octavia Spencer.
I'm gonna go and I will let you know that you are wrong, because once you see I, Tonya, you will agree with me and give it to Allison Janney, because that woman deserves it.
Well, until I do watch I, Tonya, I will give it to Octavia Spencer.
And yeah, I'm not even going to talk about these other movies, simply because, listen, when it comes to Phantom Thread, I want to talk about that movie as less as possible, and we'll come to that later on. Okay, supporting actor, Willem Dafoe for The Florida Project, Woody Harrelson for 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri, Richard Jenkins for The Shape of Water, Christopher Plummer for All the Money in the World, and your favorite probably on this list is Sam Rockwell for 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri.
Here's the thing about 3 Billboards. The director, what's his name?
I have no idea, man.
I forgot. He's the dude that made 7 Psychopaths. And
Oh, right, yeah.
The other one?
In Bruges.
In Bruges, yes. And the thing is, somehow Sam Rockwell works with him. You have to watch some Psychopaths to actually get it, but for some reason he always sticks Sam Rockwell in this like perfect Sam Rockwell role. It can be like odd, weird, and crazy.
Was
all
he
at the
in
same
Bruges?
time.
Because I don't remember him in that movie.
He wasn't. That was like Colin Farrell and the other fatter, bolder guy.
Yeah.
I forgot his name.
Is it Mark Strong?
No, not Mark Strong. But Sam Rockwell somehow works in his movies, and the fact that they actually put Woody in there is just, you know, he kind of makes you pick between Woody and Sam, but because, spoiler, Woody kills himself, I just give it to Sam.
Okay, because he gets out of the movie.
Because let's be honest,
I mean,
in that movie, if Sam Rockwell was the guy who was gonna commit suicide, he was gonna bomb the whole freaking town before he killed himself.
That's true. That's true.
He
man.
would not go into the barn, release the horses, put a hood on his head, and blow his head off.
I'm torn, dude.
Bombed the whole freaking town.
I'm torn here because Christopher Plummer was so good in All the Money in the World.
True. And speaking of Christopher Plummer, I still want to see the Kevin Spacey cut.
Yeah, we'll get to. Dude, we'll talk about it later, okay?
Still want to see the Kevin Spacey cut.
And we
Because
talked.
they
about,
have that cut.
Yeah,
That exists. The movie
Yeah.
was made.
yeah, it was. Yeah, it exists. It's there. They didn't
I
just
wanna
burn
see
it simply because
Yeah.
they wanted to. Richard Jenkins in The Shape of Water was also great, in my opinion. His character.
He's the scientist. Who
I would.
helps him, right?
I think he's the. No, I think he's the neighbor, the gay neighbor.
Oh. Okay. Oh, yeah.
I think that's him, and that would make a lot more sense than the scientist.
Definitely. Yeah, I forgot about the neighbor. Yeah, but he was good. Christopher Plummer I like, but I still give it to Sam Rockwell. I hope he gets it, man.
I'm torn
I hope
because
he
I
gets
love Woody, man.
I know.
And Willem Dafoe was great in the Florida Project.
I didn't watch
like
the
that.
Florida Project.
You're not missing much. It's basic, dude. We lived Florida Project in a way, okay? In a way, okay? In a way. It's not the same thing, but it's there are a lot of similarities.
All right.
And there's so many annoying stuff in that movie that just, as an oldest.
So in conclusion, say Rockwell wins this one.
I'm gonna go with Richard Jenkins, just to be different, man. Okay. Lead actress. We got Sally Hawkins for The Shape of Water, Frances McDormand for 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri, Margot Robbie for I, Tonya, Saoirse Ronan for Lady Bird, and Meryl Streep for The Post. And I mean...
Well, what's our basis for giving this one? Like how the actress did the role, as in if you substituted a different actress with the job.
That's usually That's usually one of my criteria. I don't always stick to it, but it usually is.
Because if that's the case, Frances.
Well, the British Association for Film and whatever TA stands for. I'm guessing television or whatever. But they would agree with you. So I mean, she won a BAFTA award for it. So
Oh, really?
yeah,
Who else was nominated?
I have no idea.
You know, I was in London during the BAFTAs. I was actually at the Royal Albert Hall like the day later.
Good for you, bro. Good for you, man. You know what? I'm gonna go with The Shape of Water. With the Sally Hawkins,
Okay.
simply because like she couldn't speak throughout the whole movie, man.
She did a great job. I mean, I'm not taking anything.
I
away
mean,
from that.
Frances McDormand, like she was great in the movie, playing grieving mother, doing what she did, you know.
Being all wacky. And,
Yeah, she was
really
great.
like that, yeah,
She was great. But Sally Hawkins, like she couldn't speak a word throughout the whole movie.
Yeah.
So I mean, just
So the I, Tanya and the Lady Bird, I did not watch. Meryl Streep, while great in the post.
anybody else
Anybody
could have
could
done
done
it. Yeah, definitely, definitely.
Yeah.
And you know what? Saoirse Ronan, I think she was nominated a few years ago for her role in Brooklyn, and
She was.
yeah.
Yes,
And
she was.
listen, to me, she's a great actress. I love her, but
I
it
think
wa-
she even won something in one of the last couple
maybe
years.
I don't know. But
I
to
can't
me,
remember. I think she won it for the Brooklyn.
Lady Bird is pretty much the same movie, man.
I didn't watch it.
I watched it, and it's
So-
pretty much the same movie. It's not a time. It's not a period piece, but it's almost the same movie.
Well,
So-
Francis gets it in my book.
So I'm going with Sally Hawkins. Frances McDormand would be my, because Margot Robbie. You know, when it comes to I, Tanya, I don't think anybody else could have done Tanya. What's
The
it?
way she did.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna have to watch it and see.
So to me, yeah.
The actor.
Okay, we got Timothy Chalamet for Call Me By Your Name. We got Daniel Day-Lewis for Phantom Thread. Daniel Kaluuya for Get Out. Gary Oldman for Darkest Tower. Denzel Washington for Roman J. Israel Esquire.
Roman J. Israel Esquire is a movie that I really, really want to watch.
Yeah, when it comes to that movie is going so much on the radar this year for various reasons. It's
I really,
totally
really wanna watch
unappreciated,
it.
underrated. If it had not been nominated for it, I would not even know about it, and that's a shame because this movie, even though it's a lawyer drama, it has at least 2 or 3 twists in that movie that you won't see coming, and it will take you totally by
I really, really
surprise.
cannot wait to watch that movie.
Trust me, man, you're gonna love it.
But you know my pick for this one.
It's the same one as it's Gary Oldman by far, man.
Here's the thing. The fact is, if somebody didn't tell you Gary Oldman was playing Winston Churchill,
Yeah, you would never
you
have.
would not know
No way,
that
man.
it was Gary Oldman
No.
playing Winston Churchill.
Not one bit.
I forgot about it. So I started watching the movie, and about 30 minutes in, I was like, wait, who's acting? Who's Winston Churchill? And then I was like, damn, it's Gary Oldman. And then I stopped and I told myself, I was like, I didn't really not recognize the guy.
Yeah, I know.
He went deep on this role. He was Winston.
He was full method,
The
man. He went full
speeches,
method.
the acting, trust me.
But
I have no. Yeah,
If he doesn't get the Oscar, I mean,
this is Gary Oldman's to lose.
definitely. Agreed. 100%.
They might go into all BS about. I'm not even gonna go there. But it's his to lose.
Yeah,
I mean, if
yeah.
the good dude from Gets Out gets it, or this could go wrong so many.
Agreed.
This could go political and offensive, so many different ways. But Gary Oldman deserves this one.
Agreed, 100%, man. Anybody saying it shouldn't be Gary Oldman winning Best Actor Oscar this year?
He did not watch the movie. That's all
Definitely.
I'm saying. Because then the way Gary plays it, it's just.
Agreed. Okay, which leads us into the Best Picture nominees. We have Call Me By Your Name, Darkest Hour, Dunkirk, Get Out, which can pretty much get out of this list in my opinion, Lady Bird, Phantom Thread, The Post, The Shape of Water, and 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. You want to go movie by movie on the list? Just talk, because we want to talk about some of these at least a little bit. Since
Call Me By My Name is totally off-putting to me. For obvious reasons, as you know.
yeah,
Probably the same one is off-putting to you.
dude, there is just something about 2 guys holding hands and kissing each other that's off-putting to me. So yeah, call me a hypocrite because I like seeing lesbians, but I don't like seeing 2 guys kissing. Okay.
It's a guy thing. Darkest Tower. Definitely
Listen, I did not
Listen,
like.
if I have to cut this list down from 8, 9, whatever it is,
Yeah.
to like 4,
Yeah.
Darkest Tower is on there.
Okay.
The Post is on there.
We talked about the Post in our review of it, and
Shape of Water would probably be there.
yeah, we
And
3 billboards.
yeah, that's what I'm thinking. But you know, you have Dunkirk.
Yeah, you can't leave
Here's
out
the thing,
Dunkirk,
yeah.
man.
And I think most people would not leave out Lady Bird because
You know what,
it's getting way too. But here's the thing with these, like they hype up the movie and then it turns out to
because
be better
that's
than it is. And then you have Moonlight winning it over La La Land. So
Yeah, I agreed.
you know,
Agreed.
yeah. But to me, it would either come down and I listen. As far as the movie goes, I can't write the Post off.
Mm-hmm.
While I maybe didn't like it as much as I maybe wanted to, you
True.
can't deny the brilliance that is that movie.
Agreed.
It really is a great movie. With you have a great story, you have phenomenal acting. Kind of comes together nicely. But I don't know, man. I don't know who.
I'm going with
I want to
Dunkirk.
give it.
I'm going with Dunkirk simply because, like I told you before, I don't like Christopher Nolan's movies for obvious reasons. But Dunkirk, I think it tells this story that when I learned about in elementary school 20 years ago or whenever it was, when
Yeah.
I first learned about it, I was like, I would love to see a movie about this, and now I finally
Here's
have.
the thing. I'm a history buff, especially when it's a war story. So the Darkest Tower, basically because I know what was
But
happening.
Darkest Tower and Dunkirk go hand in hand.
Oh yeah, no. Because you have Dunkirk is mentioned in Darkest Tower.
Yeah,
as
Gary
well,
Oldman
because
talks
it's-
about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
stuff is happening. So having both Dunkirk and Darkest Tower there, it just I'd pick one of the two, and I liked the Darkest Tower a bit more than I did Dunkirk.
I didn't listen. When it comes to Darkest Tower, the only thing I liked in that movie was Gary Oldman. And if it,
But if we had to go on best, I think Dunkirk might win.
I'm giving it to Dunkirk,
Unless-
man.
And for the obvious,
And I have no idea how Get Out came here. You know, we don't usually watch horror thrillers, and for some reason, this Get Out was nominated, and people were talking about it all year long. And I decided to give it a chance, you know, because I knew it was a movie that is not usually a type of movie that I watch.
yeah,
And I was watching it, and I don't know, man, 10,
Yeah,
15 minutes into the movie, I was, where is this? And they had this, let's call it twist, even though it wasn't. This thing happens in the movie, and it's about this black dude who's dating this white chick, and her parents are really rich, and they live in this like Hamptons in New York, you know, where rich people live. And they go there for a weekend to meet the family and whatnot, and he comes in there, you know, and all the servants are black, and all of a sudden there's a family reunion thing going on, and everybody that comes is white, older, you know. There's this one older woman, like her aunt or something, who's actually dating a black dude, who this person actually knows, Daniel Kaluuya was his name, and this guy doesn't recognize him at all, and it's all kinds of weird. And it turns out girlfriend's mother is a therapist, and she hypnotizes the guy. It turns out they're all part of this cult that basically uses people of certain built, you know, tall, strong, stuff like that. Doesn't necessarily have to be black or white. That
Yeah.
doesn't matter. But they need to be strongly built, well built, you know, strong, physically, whatever. And then they suck them out. They suck the life out of them, and they use the whatever is left of them as a serum to make these older white people's lives longer. And in the end, everybody kills each other.
well, there's that.
And
I mean, you know, happy
So
ending.
there's
Alright.
there is happy ending. He gets to
I just figured
oh, it
everybody
turns
dies.
out the girlfriend's in on it, and she tries to kill him too. So there's that. And the only guy that is
I can totally see how Get Out might actually win it. Moonlight win it last year. So
The only good part about that movie is I think is it Anthony Edwards, that black dude from Kangaroo Jack,
I think so.
and basically he's in the movie and he's this dude's best friend. And he basically at the beginning of the movie he tells him not to take the trip. It's gonna be just white people anyway, so it's like it's gonna be weird and all this.
So Dunkirk.
Listen, and in the end, there's like he calls him to help, and he says he doesn't say "I told you so." He says, you know, he helps him like kill his girlfriend or somebody or whatever, and he gets into the car. Is like, "I'm glad you called me because you know what? I'm TSA." Mother effer, we get shit done. And it's like the best line in the whole movie, and I had to wait like an hour and a half to get to it. And it's like, you know what?
Now I'm definitely sure. Get Out might actually win it.
Yeah, so to me, Get Out doesn't deserve. Lady Bird, we've seen this movie so many times before, it's ridiculous. Phantom Thread, I'm gonna say we've seen this movie before,
Okay.
but not done this way, okay?
If Daniel Day-Lewis wasn't in the movie,
Same.
would this movie get
Depends on who's-
nomination?
Depends on who's acting.
Okay.
Oh, for the best picture or?
Yeah, for the best
I think it would. I think it
Okay,
would.
so like I'm saying, is it elevated solely for the
I don't. Listen,
fact that it's Daniel's last movie? Right?
it's possible. I'm sure that plays a big part of it, but I'm also sure that this movie would get the nomination even if Daniel Day-Lewis wasn't in it.
Okay. Oh.
Especially if the performance of whoever was playing his character was just as good or better.
What if Kevin Spacey was? They probably reshoot the movie with
yeah.
Christopher Plummer. But I hope Jimmy uses that joke at some point because it'd just be way too fun. It's way too fun not to. Not that Jimmy's ever
So
gonna see this.
the post we talked about in our review, same goes for The Shape of Water and Three Billboards. So, but I'm going with Dunkirk.
Dunkirk. Let's go with Dunkirk.
Man. Yeah. Let's conclude.
Just like last year, we're probably not gonna get any of this right. This is just us having fun,
Fun,
and
yeah.
basically we have to put out a video this week.
No, we don't actually. We're doing this for fun.
We're not we already have a video for this week.
Yeah, I posted something, man. It was. I think it was.
So we didn't have to do this.
No.
Bash Brothers out. I have no words. I have no words. I thought we had to do this because I would.
Well, we had to do it because
at least it was
Oscars,
funny.
dude.
At least it was funny.
We're two dudes talking about movies, and these are the Oscars, which is basically awarding the movies that we've seen or not seen this year. So it makes sense that we.
Well, here's the fun.
We don't have to do-
fun thing for me. I'm probably not even gonna check out who won the Oscars this year. Same way I didn't do it for the BAFTAs and the Golden Globes. I still have no idea who won. You know, the Grammys were like. At the
Dude,
Grammys happen, I have no idea. Like, I don't even care. It's fun.
listen, it is for the people in the industry, and it
Well,
is.
if you get invited. Imagine, like, not
Or
getting
nominated.
invited to the Oscars.
I'm sure there's a lot of people. There's only so many people who can sit inside that arena.
Yeah, and then there's, like, the corporate sponsors, the VIPs, the blah, blah,
Exactly.
blah, and then there's only a certain amount of actors. And then there's,
And
like,
don't
the
forget the
dresses and the
foreign
suits.
dignitaries and.
I just want somebody to show up in jeans and a shirt. A t-shirt, not the shirt, t-shirt. I want Kevin Smith to get invited so he can show up in jorts and hockey jersey.
You know what? What would be, dude? I still think he would show up in some like he
Dude,
would.
I remember one year there was this movie premiere for a Brandon Sandler movie.
Adam Sandler or
Yeah, Adam Sandler, sorry. And like Sandler and Kevin James, and they all showed up in like normal clothes.
yeah.
And
You mean at the premiere?
yeah, the
Okay.
premiere. And Selena Gomez was in the movie. And she was the only one who wore a dress. And it was so awkward when they took like the photo together because this dude just like looking like we're going to the movie theater. Like this guy's wearing baggy pants and baggy shirt, and she's in like nice tight red
Yeah.
dress, and she's just like. It was like I was like I just want somebody to show up at the Oscars like that. Like at least it's gonna be good for your publicity because everybody's gonna talk about you.
Yeah, I mean, even negative publicity is good publicity.
There's no such thing as bad publicity.
Unless you talk to Kevin Spacey and Harvey Weinstein. Oh man, I know we shouldn't be joking about it. I know.
There's gonna be so many hairy jokes this year.
Who?
There's gonna be so many Harry jokes this year. Harry Weinstein jokes.
Oh yeah, probably. Dude, I don't think so, man.
I wouldn't put it past them.
Anything's possible, man. I think dude.
There's gonna be the whole Me Too movement. There's gonna be Harry stuff. There's gonna be the Wonder Woman not getting nominated stuff. It's just, I can already see it. And you wanna sit through 4.5 hours of it? No, thank you.
Yeah, agreed.
Okay, so you know.
That's for this
We
weekend.
were supposed to stop this like 5 minutes ago, but we'll go.
Yeah.
Well, a minute ago. Parting thoughts, if you would.
We like to. Yeah, it's an outro. I mean, we have to keep our audience entertained. For all 5 people of you that are watching this.
Yes,
So,
and thank you to all 5 of you, especially our parents who are watching this. That's like 2 of them, so I don't know who the other 3 is. Your girlfriend, and I have no idea who
you know,
That's the dude in London, but I have no idea who the 5th one is.
did you meet the dude in London?
No, I didn't.
Oh, yeah. Halcyon, man, Lord,
Yes.
we love you, man.
I was in London. Sorry, we could not meet up, man. By the time he told me we could shoot, my schedule was so full. I wasn't there long enough to actually.
Yeah,
Next time I'm up there, we'll do something.
We were
And
only.
whoever is the 5th person, I'm not saying a guy because he might be a woman. Thank you for watching.
Listen, we rarely throw names out in there. We rarely should do.
Yeah, because
we
not
rarely
too
do-
many people watch us to actually
So, yeah.
name drop people.
So when it comes to the Helsing show on YouTube, that we don't always agree on certain stuff, but that dude is the best guy to discuss video games, movies, TV shows.
Well, he does most of the discussion.
Definitely, but
Doesn't even tell me about it.
Dude, because it's no need to know basis anyway. So whatever.
I obviously don't need to know.
No, but Helsing show, dude, Lon, we love you, man, and
Yeah, we'll meet up next time on there.
I doubt it.
We'll figure something out.
I doubt it will be anytime soon. That's what I'm
Well,
doubting.
sometimes next year, I think. I guess, I'm not sure. We'll see. My travel schedule. I still have to work out my travel schedule.
Oh, dude.
Alright, that's it from us.
For
That's
today,
like the running joke, you know. In closing,
yeah.
in closing,
Bears Bros up.